Hi. Sorry, that wasn't me saying hello, just making you catch up on how I'm feeling right now. Sorry. Sorry, you must think I'm being rude. Hang on a second. Have I mentioned I'm high? Sorry, hang on. The only reason I mention I'm high is because when I got here tonight, I actually thought this was my weekly users meeting. And I'd like to apologise if you think I've mistaken this establishment for the Clapton Rehab Centre. It's just, in my defence, there are a lot of the same faces. Do you mind if I take this off? It's not that I'm sweating like a pig. It's just that this is weighed down with a lot of iPods, iPhones, things you accumulate on the tube. As you can see, I dress myself. Somebody usually undresses me. It's all right, the pauses help me remember where I was. So, stand up at the Woodman, woohoo. Yeah. Have I mentioned I'm stoned? The only reason I mention it, ladies and gentlemen, is because it affects a great part of my life, including speech. It affects. It's responsible for the loss of many of my faculties, a loss of memory, a loss of motability, a loss of earnings. And the loss of memory is something that really affects me because I forget things like names, my own name included. I have to use word association to remember people's names, and I'll give you a perfect example of what I mean. I have a friend called Horace. I call him Clitoris. I'm trying to remember why. I just can't quite put my finger on it. So I remember it's because he's a bit of a cunt. That and he dribbles when you tickle him. Sorry. But like I say, I have to remember my own name in a stupid way as well. So it's Ian Baker. Baker as in bread maker, Ian as in lesbian. Now I know some of you are thinking that's quite a strange choice of word to be using, but there's a perfectly good reason why I use the word lesbian to remember my name. And that's if you take a look at the word lesbian, you will see Ian quite clearly, hanging out the back of her. Now, I must point out I am fully aware that that joke also works quite well with Brian, Adrian, Julian and Martian. But please, let me assure you, it fucking ain't gonna. In fairness, I told the Martian I'd think about it. Well, he was fit. I'm only joking, ladies and gentlemen. My girlfriend was on stage just before the interval. Bianca Arlette, did you enjoy her? Can I ask you one question? Did she do the Trafalgar Square joke? She done the Trafalgar Square joke. Can I just say that was the best Friday night of my fucking life? And for the record, it was not oi. It was oi oi! Completely different, ladies and gentlemen. But she told you a couple of other things as well, didn't she? So I think it's only fair I spill the beans on a few bits and pieces myself, ladies and gentlemen. I've got to be honest, we're nearly together. It's 2 years in a week that we've been together. September the 8th. I know. Oh, that's going to be a wicked night. I tell you what, it's going so well. I've recently been filming the sessions. Some people like to know, how does Bianca feel about that? And to be perfectly honest with you, I haven't told her yet. In fairness, I don't see why I don't see why I should. She's not in any of them. Some people tell me it might be a bit raunchier if I had a woman in there with me. Moving swiftly on, ladies and gentlemen. I should tell you that I'm from East London, a place called Hackney. Give me a cheer if you've heard of Hackney. Yay! Excellent. So you will all know that Hackney is now so rough it has been twinned with anal sex. So you wondered why I was wearing 2 of the street condoms, ladies and gentlemen. It's because I've got to go back into that shithole. Certainly don't want to be stabbed in it. I'm from a place in Hackney called E9. You may have recognised the gang colours. I'm only joking. These aren't really E9 gang colours, ladies and gentlemen. That's because I'm not in E9, so I have to wear the away kit. And it's a bit of a stereotype coming from East London. People often assume that I am foul-mouthed, ill-mannered and overly aggressive. If they're smart, they won't say that to my fucking face. I am learning to control my aggression, though, ladies and gentlemen. I have been donating a lot of my time to charitable organisations and public services. Thank you very much. I think that deserves a cheer. It's all stopped now they've took the tag off. But, what's your name, please, sweetheart? I'm never going to remember that. Ladies and gentlemen, I think it's about time that somebody addressed the subject of paedophilia tonight. And before you look at me like I'm some sort of sick, twisted, dirty pervert, please don't. I personally cannot understand the idea of paedophilia. Please, I'm 35. Why would anyone want to sleep with children? I can't stand going to bed early anymore. I'll tell you something, you will be very happy to learn that the collective noun for a group of paedophiles is not a school. That's not what they're being rounded up into, because we all know it's a church. Very happy to say I've never been touched by God, ladies and gentlemen, or anybody else in his employment. For this next bit, ladies and gentlemen, I'll need to wet the throat. You see, I'd like to perform for you an impersonation, if I may. This is an impersonation of who's it of again, Ian? Who's it of again? Oh yeah, Professor Stephen Hawkins. Singing Sean Paul's Get Busy. A few people are looking at me and they're thinking, why? To be perfectly honest with you, cannabis! That, and it's a lot easier than his fucking dance moves. Now, say what you like about the Prof, he does do a better robot than Peter Crouch. Where were we? Get Busy, yeah. Would you like to hear Sean Paul's Get Busy, as sung by Professor Stephen Hawkins? Okay, please remember that this is Stephen Hawkins and not Sean Paul. Shake that
Shake that thing, you don't. Shake that thing, Miss Annabella. Judy and Rebecca. Woman, get busy. Just shake them booty, just drop to the beat, can't stop, keep shaking it, get jiggy. Get crunked up, percolate, anything you want to call it, I sell it, you hip and down, take pity. I want to see you get alive, and every day when me ride, and me lyrics up over the electricity. Yeah, me over the now, tell you nothing, tell you don't know your destiny. What's up, silly, you wanna party destiny, party destiny, party destiny.
I think I fucking deserve that. And before anybody tells me that that impersonation was insensitive, could see your point if I was doing Run DMC's Walk This Way. I could do Run DMC's Walk This Way, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah? I'm gonna want your help with this one, ladies and gentlemen, though. And you'll know when I want your help because I'll point at you. Did you get that, mate? Just do that. Okay.
See yourself swinging with your boys in school with your feet flying up in the air. Singing hey diddle diddle with his cutie in the middle and you're swinging like you just don't care. So I took a big chance at the high school dance with a lady who was ready to play. It wasn't me she was fooling cause she knew what she was doing when she told me I had to walk this way. She told me to walk this way. Hey, talk this way. She told me to walk this way. Hey, talk this way. She told me to walk this way. Hey, talk this way. Well, just give me some.
Thank you. I would just like to point out that that's not really an impersonation of Professor Stephen Hawkins. I think we all know that was Rihanna.
Feel the adrenaline moving under my skin. It's an addiction. Touch my ear.
No, don't go. Let's not go there. Let's not go there. Let's not go there. I've got to know how to finish. Big finish. Anyone got a song? Fucking hell. Oh, fuck no. What's the difference between a gay gang and a straight gang? Homies! And the way they back you up. Good job you didn't have your drink then, love. I'd have been fucking soaked. There it is. There it is. Plonk. I'll do something good before I leave, I promise you. I won't just, sort of like say bye and then walk towards the back, expecting adoration and adulation and all that fucking malarkey. I'll fucking expect it outside, though. I would like to ask you, ladies and gentlemen, have I left you on a high? Because I'm certainly not leaving this mic stand on one. Have I left you on a high? Excellent. It just means I don't have to share this joint with you outside, doesn't it? Have a good evening, ladies and gentlemen.